The chroniclers note that the last great era of humanity before the cataclysm began with the collapse of the fossil fuel industry. At this time, the human race was facing ecological disaster. This led to the exploration of new energy solutions and ultimately to great advancements in technology and the discovery of a revolutionary new energy source: fuel cells. The urgency of the environmental situation meant that the adoption of fuel cell technology was almost instantaneous. The Middle East, South America, and Asia were plunged into chaos as their fossil fuel-dependent economies virtually disappeared overnight. The chroniclers note that there was a long period of global turmoil during this time. In order to safeguard their citizens and technology, North America and Europe united into one great empire called the Fourth Row. This was the beginning of the last great era. The empire prospered by harnessing the power of the fuel cell. Their defining advancement was the creation of self-sufficient autonomous machines. Equipped with state-of-the-art artificial intelligence, they were controlled by command centers with specialized safeguard systems. These machines performed all tasks within the empire, enabling its citizens to spend their time entirely at their leisure. It was a veritable renaissance. The chroniclers note that this period lasted until the cataclysm. The cataclysm refers to an event that begins a period in human history known as the Long Night. A meteorite, unseen and of a size unprecedented in planetary history, collided with the Earth. The results were catastrophic. Tsunamis turned lands to oceans. Fires devoured whole countries. Powerful earthquakes crushed mountain ranges. Soot and detritus swept into the sky and eclipsed the sun. The world fell into darkness. The global dimming that occurred as a result of this collision lasted for 3 years. Due to the lack of light, the planet cooled considerably. Almost all biological life was wiped out. However, thanks to their presence in shelters able to withstand the effects of the meteorite impact, some humans were able to survive the long night. The chroniclers refer to the modern era as the New Crusade. This period began with the dispersal of the detritus cloud. Slowly, sunlight returned to the surface of the Earth, and the temperature warmed again. The surviving humans were able to emerge from their shelters. What they found on the surface were the only other survivors of the Fourth Row. The robotic servants that once kept the Empire running, now freed of their elaborate control systems, had become feral. The artificial intelligence that once governed the machines no longer operated correctly. The machines would act erratically and in ways their designers did not intend. Often found inside abandoned buildings, ruined factories, and hidden craters, the machines fight amongst themselves and with anything they encounter. Increasing numbers of survivors have formed squads of bounty hunters that wander between human settlements. Their hope is to uncover valuable relics hoarded inside the shelters before the long night, and if they're strong enough, to hunt the machines. Not only do these robots represent a threat, but also great reward. The chance to replicate the technological wonders of the Fourth Row, and a chance to return to the lost Golden Age. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ready Steady Play. And today we are going on an adventure in a futuristic wasteland where everything's been wiped out except for, well, technology, robots and robotic things. And we're going to go and we're going to see if we can uncover some of that ancient technology to improve our lives here in the future. But thanks everybody for joining me here live on stream for the first episode of the Huntress AD 2114, which is, I think this is the second edition of the game. This was a Kickstarter campaign run by the designer Matthias Albrecht from Poland, and he did a second print run of the game. So that's what you're going to see here today. We're going to have a look at, we're going to get involved in. But he did send this review copy to me, which was it was requested actually by some Patreons of the channel. They said you should play this game, so I reached out to Mateus and he sent me this review copy, which was very kind of him. So we're going to get involved in that. So what we did do yesterday was we had a little poll on the channel to see what characters we should play in this post-apocalyptic future, and you can have a see here. We're sort of set up here on the table with the game and in its preliminary state, about ready to start, and I'll talk a lot more about what it is in just a minute. But we got to pick a couple of characters who are going to be our proxies here in this post-apocalyptic wasteland, and so the winners were the sniper and the huntress, and these boards are double-sided, so you can actually play as either the male or female version of the character. And I've gone with both of the female versions because the characters, I like the art style on both of these characters a bit better than the art style on the other sides. But also because I feel like they make a cool team. But I also quite like that the Huntress has a little flower in her hair, which we can see in just a minute when this thing focuses. Well, maybe you can't see it there, but you can certainly see it here. Maybe if I painted these models, you'd be able to see them. And the you can see the sniper actually has a little teddy bear strapped to the front of her gun as well. So we're going to go and we're going to take our characters here, and we're going to go out and into the apocalypse. So this is 100% a full-on story-driven campaign game. This is all about a through narrative. That's what I understand. There is sort of two sections to the game. A sort of overworld where we're going to be exploring different locations that I've laid out here. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be getting stuck into fights, which will involve setting up a board with miniatures on it, where we'll do a more sort of miniatures-based skirmish type conflict, and the outcomes of those fights will influence what's going on over here. And we've also got a base. This is our player base over here, where we can build up rooms to build technologies and things in order to improve our weaponry and our implants. We can get implants to improve ourselves as well, and all of that good stuff. And that is how we will improve and survive. But the thing is, we've got a little day counter up here. And what I understand is that we've got 56 days in order to complete the story. And I'm sure the game will fill us in on why there's a strict time limit at some point. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. But we'll find out. But we've got time is our main problem here. So we could run out of time. It could get to the point where it's impossible to complete the story because we don't have enough time. But Nico-chan in chat. So, hey everybody, thanks for joining me in chat. I'll just take a quick moment to say hello to chat. And so Chris is here from the show, and also Eddie's here. Thanks for joining me, Eddie. Nico-chan and Fuji-can as well both say they've played the game. Nico-chan says it's great, just has a few minor rules issues, but Fuji says that he had a bit of a rough time with the rules when he and his friends tried to play. I think, or maybe he's just saying the game is difficult. Anyway, there are difficulty settings on the back of the rule book here, and I've gone and opted for so we got let's see if I can show you guys in here, but you got level 2 professional, level 3 master, and then character elimination as well. I'm not using any of those because I don't think I'm good enough. I'm gonna stick with just baby mode to begin with, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, because I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do, or really much of anything about what's going on in this game, but I'm sure we'll discover it. But I was a little late kicking off today, actually, and that's because I was missing one card from a story deck. We'll get to that in just a minute. The point is, you got all of these cards here, which we're going to be pulling out and uncovering as we go through. So a bit like, your Seventh Continent or your Ether Fields or Tainted Grail or something like that. We've got all of these cards. They're all different stories. And then we've got all these event cards up here that represent random events that may come out and give us a bit of a hard time as well. But somewhat ironically, I'm actually missing story card number 1 So I had to come up with a quick solution because that's the very first story card you need to draw in the game. So I don't know how that happened, but in any case, not to fear. I've solved the problem, so we can get on with playing the game. Speaking of playing the game, why don't we have a little bit of background music as well? Okay, so we've also got you can see here 4 locations that we're going to be exploring. We've got New Jensen and El Fierno, and all of these locations. There is actually a nice little map here, which should give us some context about the world we're looking at and getting involved in. I hope. But let's see if we can zoom in a bit on this map here. I haven't actually looked at this in too much detail, not since I set the game up anyway, so... Well, there's New Jensen, so this is one of our starting locations here. I don't know where El Fierno is. Oh, there it is. So, there we go. We've got lots of routes around here. There's a few of our ship towns over here. So we've got ship down, and New Huntsville is down here. So I guess this gives you some indication of what's going on. I guess we'll discover these other areas as we play. This is called the Mold Corn Plantation. I don't know what that is. But in any case, I guess we'll be able to uncover these places and find out what's going on as we progress through the game. But we start with these two locations on the board. These are actually mentioned in the mission book, so we'll get to that in just a second. But I've also got New Huntsville and Shiptown on the board, which are little expansions that you can get with the game, and you're told to include those on the board when you start. But oh, is Shiptown up at the top? Hang on, have I got these in the right? I think I've got these in the wrong areas. There is a system, you see. We put the areas that are hard to reach here in the top row, and the areas that are easy to reach here in the bottom row. But it does say set up Shiptown in Zone 3. So this is in the right area. And it does say to set up Huntsville in Zone 2. But we've also got these little difficulty symbols on them. You see here these little red symbols here that give us a difficulty rating. And that's going to refer to the challenge level of the event cards that we're going to be drawing as we travel between the locations. So... Nico-chan, if you've played the game, if I get anything wrong, please do pipe up in chat, because I did start learning the game, and I did start. I mean, I read all the rulebooks and everything, but I didn't really do much gameplay because it became immediately apparent that so much of it is story based, and it's very driven by the cards and the narrative and the adventure, that I didn't really want to spoil it too much by playing on my own. I just wanted to get stuck in live on stream so we could all share the adventure together. And so with that, here's my caveat. You know, this is a narrative-driven game. Everything seems to be story and story cards. There is, it tells you on the webpage that this is, on the Kickstarter page, that this is very replayable. I'm sure that's probably true. I don't know. But this is your spoiler warning. We're going to be going on this adventure. We're going to see what happens, and there may well be spoilers for the story of the game in this live stream. Well, there will be some, I'm sure, because they're kind of unavoidable when you're playing these story kind of games. So that's your little warning there. That may well be the case, but we're gonna press on anyway. Sneaky-chan says it feels a lot like the Fallout video game. There's lots of factions and things you can interact with, and other things going on. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do then is we're going to start, we actually start with our little character symbol here in New Jensen. I'm going to start by reading the Mission 1 text actually, but we start here, and I'm going to go into the mission book, which sort of details a lot of what's going to happen, but this is all plot that I'm going to start reading. This is the introduction to the first part of the story, so I hope that you're all ready for this. pale light was shining from outside, barely able to penetrate the discolored rugs that hung in the windows. Inside it was hot and sultry. It seemed that a real crowd had filled the room, such as this. One of the hosts kept staring intently at everyone, as if trying to learn their intentions. As he looked around, a peculiar group of men caught his eye. His fingers now nervously wandered around the holster. The man wondered why the prefect himself, a person of such great importance, would choose to visit their hideout. 3 of his men followed close by, each unique with their own fears and habits. Each had a tragic story to tell, but after the Impact tragedies, their stories just became inherent parts of the past. Hell, you could call yourself lucky if you still had a single relative still alive. The prefect looked around. He welcomed the stench of long, unwashed bodies, must and leftovers that had been left to rot. Who would believe that the best local machine hunters lived in such a hovel? But nowadays, a working air conditioner or a bathtub with running water were a luxury hardly anyone could afford. The prefect understood this very well. It was no accident that he had become a man of such power. He could easily get into other people's shoes and find words to comfort them if need be. That was the reason the sorry state of the Hunter's shelter made him optimistic ahead of the coming negotiations. He assumed they wouldn't bargain too hard. When business was usual, the prefect was preoccupied with normal everyday problems. Sometimes there was a stray group of aggressive machines that needed taken care of. Sometimes new wells needed digging. Other times he had to make an example of some particularly reckless smuggler. But the thing that had brought the prefect here was entirely different, and it kept becoming more and more profound. A strange plague was spreading in the town, and it was not your typical disease commonly encountered these days. The illness infected the soul itself, giving beggars hope, making misers' lives meaningful, and ultimately undermining the prefect's position. A few weeks ago, some strangers visited the town. They called themselves priests. Street preachers and doomsayers always had many listeners in lean times, but the prefect tolerated them. They were just a part of folklore, an entertainment for the masses, a rare retreat in the endless bleakness of hard life. But these guys were different. One look at them made your skin crawl. There was something real and zealous about them that differentiated them from the sorry bunch of charlatans and madmen prowling the streets. They talked about the cold that would soon cleanse the world, and a frozen god who would protect his anointed servants. The worst part of all of this was that it was actually starting to get cold, despite the fact that summer was in full bloom. In the evening, temperatures fell below 0. It couldn't be an aftermath of the Impact, as many years had passed since then. This was something new and alarming. The prefect couldn't find any explanation, and such a situation always roused his fear. Yesterday, it even snowed for a moment, and now everyone was talking about it. The prefect's men even attempted to arrest the priests, but for each taken from the streets, 2 more appeared. The plague was like a cancer threatening the order the prefect had been working so hard to maintain. The balance had to be restored, and it was high time someone took care of it. Someone with fresh ideas and, preferably, uninvolved in local politics. You get a job from the prefect, the man keeping a steel grip on New Jensen and everything surrounding it. Your task is to catch and bring him the leaders of a new cult. In these lands, the prefect's word is law, so refusing him would mean exile at best. Besides, this cult doesn't look too dangerous and the money's good. You accept the terms of the bargain quickly and get to it. The prefect starts by asking you to visit the town and assess the situation personally. One of the prefect's men will be waiting for you at the outskirts of town to show you the places worth visiting at the beginning of your investigation. So we got some instructions here, but I've actually already carried out these instructions because I looked those up ahead of the stream. But then we are instructed to go to story card 1. Well, I assume we are, because we're instructed to place it here on New Jensen. Come on, table camera. Focus. Well, anyway, we're instructed to put the story card here, as well as our starting location, so both of those goes down here, but we haven't got We haven't got that card. Bear with me 2 ticks here, folks. Just tweaking the music. And I'll have to sort out that camera focus in just a minute. But in any case, here we're going to go over here, the online app, and find card 01 here. So I think we go in here, 001. Press OK. Okay, I hope you guys can read that because I'm struggling. Yeah, I can't read that at all. If only there was a button that also said, read this to me. Alright, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm just going to go back to the overhead camera here. So I can zoom in and I'll read you the text on the card. Fortunately, I should have all the other cards in the box, so. You meet the Prefect's Messenger. So this is story card number 1, Outskirts Rendezvous. You meet the Prefect's Messenger. He's a balding, middle-aged man with a stark look on his face, wearing rather aesthetic clothes. He gets straight to the point when he sees you, as if he's used to giving orders. I'm Stanislav Zla. My job is to tell you about the current situation and possible options on how to infiltrate the Cult of the Frozen. Just as the Prefect said, in the beginning, we paid little attention to them, but their teachings quickly escalated towards disobedience to the current rulers. These men also started questioning the rules and laws we all abide by. To be frank, we were afraid that someone is trying to take over the power of the whole community or even assassinate the Prefect. That's why our venerable leader has decided to temper these self-appointed priests. Anyone behind this whole scheme will either be exiled or executed. What the hell? You notice 2 short, haggard men approaching. Hey you! Get out of our town, you bums! Give us all the cells and refer to whatever stinkhole you crawl out of. So the card says, discard this card and then proceed to the mission. If we go here, can you see? Yeah. Proceed to the mission known as the Beginning. So we're going to go straight into a mission here, which is right here in the mission book, called the Beginning. So it tells us here that this takes place during the day, so we're going to follow standard rules. And actually, before I even start setting up the mission, one thing I have to do is choose 5 cards from each character deck to use in the fight. So I do know that I have to pick these cards before I start setting up. I've got no real concept of what's going to be much use, so I'm just going to take, I think, some cards that have ranged attack for these. These are the starting decks. We can level these up. There's a whole bunch of leveling up mechanics here for the characters, but what we start with is a gun and some food, and there's 3 food per character, and you can. I'm two-handing it. Hollenbeck commented actually on my vote post that I should use 2 characters because he would like to see 2. So Hollenbeck, I am using 2 characters, but that's also because when you play solo in this game, you have to. So I didn't have the choice of using just 1. But what we're going to do here is we've got the starting deck for the Sniper, the starting deck for the Huntress. And I'm just going to skip through here, and I'm going to find... got some ranged attack 3 cards, so I think we're probably going to take these because they've got ranged attack on them, and that seems like something the Sniper should be doing. So I picked 5 cards, and these are going to be my starting hand. I quite like Shot on the Run as well. Here this says move 1 space and then make a ranged attack at 2. So the higher the number, the better. Rodnov Claw says, absolutely adore this game. Spoke extensively with the designer after playing the first edition. I'm really glad he made tons of quality of life improvements in this second printing. Rodnov, I'm glad too. I've never played it before, but I do like quality of life improvements, that's for sure. So we've got weak spot, shot on the run. I don't really know what else I'm going to... I probably won't need a whole lot of stuff for this. So you can see as well, some of these cards have different colored bottoms. The blue bottom means that this is an enhancement card, so we can play this with a second action so that we can do more action stuff. But the bottom of this card is red. That means it's a reaction, so we play this on an opponent's turn in order to modify what they're trying to do. So in this case, we can reduce the efficacy of an enemy's ranged attack by being camouflaged. Oh, this is kind of cool. Look, she can do a reactionary attack. Like a Nerves of Steel, ranged attack 2. That's pretty cool. I'll probably want to take a Move 2 Spaces card just because. But I'm feeling mostly like the Huntress is kind of... She's got a submachine gun. So all of the weapons have got stats on. I don't have any melee weapons, actually, so nobody wants to get too close. You can see here on the hunting rifle, which is going to definitely come into focus in just a second. Come on. Oh, you can do it. So, you can see the range bands in the bottom right there. So this shows the distance you are, and how that affects how much damage you do, and what your chances are to hit. And you can see, because we've got the fist here with the red in the red column, and it's all just X's. That means it can't be used in melee. So Rodnoff says movement is good. You'll find out later. No spoilers. Yeah, I am a little anxious that I've not actually played this before, so I really have no concept of what I should be doing. I mean, I feel like I should just take a bunch of weak spots, but actually, I do note that 2 spaces away is kind of the optimal range for my sniper, because that gives me the most damage and also the lowest. I mean, well, actually 2 to 3 spaces, right? Because 3 spaces, I've got 2 damage dice instead of 3, but then +1 on the hits, right? So I've got 2 dice, but I'm more likely to hit. Or at range 2, I've got 3 dice, but then no hit modifier. Hopefully I'm understanding the iconography correctly here. Let's take one more card with movement on it, and let's have a quick look at the bottom here as well. You can remain hidden when performing a ranged attack. That's kind of awesome, actually. So you got natural camouflage here. So there's a sort of a hiding mechanic where you can become hidden and then like sneak around and potentially interact with stuff on the board. But this allows us to attack while we're hidden, which is actually really cool, I think. So I do have options here that say move 2 spaces and then do a melee attack. So I could take that. Thing is, without a melee weapon, my melee attacks I think are going to be pretty bad. But we'll grab that anyway. Here's my starting hand of 5 cards. I quite like that you get to pick a starting hand. I presume that because I don't have the I presume that because I don't really get to look at the missions before we choose our starting hands, it's just going to come to a point where I will sort of have my sort of set starting 5 cards. I'll be like, these are the ones I like to start with, you know. I mean, yeah. I suppose if I have some kind of idea about what I'm getting involved in because of narrative clues or something, then maybe I'll feel differently, but... Hey, Jonathan, thanks for joining in the chat, friend. Alright, so there's our deck there. Now I'm going to do the same for the Huntress. I've not really looked at her cards either, but Oh yeah, facing's a whole thing in this game. So like the direction you're facing is super important. If you guys in chat played this game, you can let me know also what the rubber bases are for, because I didn't doesn't actually mention these in the rulebook at all. I presume that they're just character colors, but I'm not sure. um, Alright, so we've got a submachine gun on this character. And, again, this is not going to be useful in melee range. Nico-chan says they're for the enemies. Okay. Maybe I'll be instructed on those in the future. Or maybe it does mention them in the rulebook and I missed it. Yeah, so this is optimal range 1. So let's see if we can maybe get some movement in there. What do we got here? Lots of ranged attack 2, range attack 3, ignore an impassable line next to the vantage point when moving. Next to the vantage point when moving. So you can climb up to vantage points, that could be useful. It's also ranged attack 3. I like this. I like weak spot, apparently. Move one space and hide. Ranged attack you are targeted with has -1 to hit. Sure, we'll take a card with dodge on it. What else we got here? Move 2 spaces, make a melee attack. That's, I mean, I'm not going to be doing any melee attacks because I don't have any melee weapons. That's my plan anyway. They're used to differentiate different enemies. Understood. What else we got here? We just got we've got melee attack 1. Unknown territory. Enemy moves 1 space less. That could be useful, I guess. When performing a ranged attack, the enemy targets the closest character in its line of sight instead of you. Is that good? I don't know. I feel like I don't necessarily want to be making them attack my friend's sniper. This could be useful. I know that there's a whole sort of... I mean, I don't have any armor, so the rotation's kind of less important right now, except that I need to face my enemies to shoot them. But later on, it's important because your armor has more or less efficacy depending on the facing of your character. This one's kind of cool because I like the enhancement on the bottom. +1 skull when performing a ranged attack, dealing, I think that's explosive damage. I don't have that, so that's fine. We'll just take some more movement and shooting. This one's kind of cool because we can use the enhancement on the bottom. Move 1 space after performing any action. Rodnov, I've got I've got Shiptown and New Huntsville in here. I also opened up Hybrids, which is another expansion. So I was very lucky to receive basically everything, and I shuffled all of the event cards from Hybrid in, but I didn't realize that the actual story cards from Hybrid was a different narrative. I thought it was additional stuff to explore in the sort of open world element of the game. So apparently it's not. Apparently it's a different plot. So if you've done this plot, you can go and then do the Hybrids plot and discover other stuff. So I haven't actually incorporated any of the story cards that comes with the Hybrid expansion, which are here. I mean, you can see there's a whole lot of story cards. They're distinguished by this green moss, which isn't shown on the other story cards. But yeah, I mean, I think that I should probably play through the core set story before I do that, I think. but yeah, we've got these two areas here, which are both mini expansions, and I think one of them, I think New Huntsville was part of the first Kickstarter, and Shiptown is new, I think. Jump attack. Attack. I'm gonna take move. Just move 2 spaces on it. There we go. That's my my card. My starting hand's chosen. So let's see what happens now. This is the first mission. I've never tried it before, so hopefully we can execute it correctly and win the first mission. At least. And we can demonstrate how the sort of setup and functioning of the miniatures works. But yeah, so I guess we're hanging out in New Jensen, and the prefect has come up to us and he's asked us to help investigate these strange going-ons, which seem to be more than just superstition and an idle fear-mongering. So we're talking with his representative, Stanislaw, Stanislaw steps aside, apparently having no intention of intervening, and looks nervously at his watch. He looks at my 2 female characters and says, "Take care of them, boys." I'm gonna edit this. Take care of them, girls. I have no time for such bullshit. You have 5 minutes to play, he says. The thugs remove spiked clubs from beneath their coats and close in on your group. So it says here, set up a muscle with a club and a bandit with a pistol. We got a whole tray of miniatures over here in this box. This is full of the stuff that I might need. Alright, so we're going to need to find in here some of our location tiles in just a minute. But you can see all the different kind of enemies that we might encounter on our various adventures here. But these are all the player characters, different player characters. Here's, I think this is male sniper. Oh, he's invisible. Come on, you can do it, camera. I believe in you. Just a little bit. Bring him back into reality. Yeah, so there's lots of kind of cool miniatures in here, actually. I don't know if this is soldier. I actually don't know who all these characters. There you go. We'll leave some of the big baddies to look at later. Oh, maybe this is sniper. Actually, yeah, this has got to be male sniper. Kind of looks pretty cool too, actually. His cape flowing dramatically in the wind. But we're going to be fighting Thug with pistol. I guess we only actually have 2 models for this. Well, we only seem to have... we've got this guy. And then we've got a whole range of guys here who all kind of look the same. So these thugs and bandits. Oh, what we should find actually is the enemy cards. There's a whole set of enemy cards over here as well, which will tell us the behaviors and statistics of these enemies. Muscle with club and bandit with pistol. There we go. So. So this is his behavior on the card here, the art and the hit points and stuff like that. Also a little top left symbol there noting he's a biological enemy. And then his behavior in the middle here and his damage and armor at the bottom. Oh, he's got some armor. Here's Bandit with pistol. He's got many more behaviors and more armor. He's harder. We should kill him first. Yeah, so I didn't actually call this out, and I absolutely 100% meant to, but there is here a big old storage box. It's called the nuclear storage box, and you know, if you've seen my show before, you know that I love huge storage boxes, and I hate it when the Kickstarters come in millions of boxes and they don't provide a good storage solution. It drives me nuts. You know, it's like, I mean, I think you hurt yourself as well because you don't. It's just that much harder for people to get the game to the table, you know, or you know, to enjoy getting it out and setting it up. Not enjoy getting it out necessarily. I don't know if anyone really enjoys setting up games, but you know what I mean. They'll pass on the opportunity to play it and play something else if it's, you know, a massive pain to set up all the time. So I do think you do yourself a disservice. Yeah, exactly, Nico-chan. Looking at Bloodborne, Simon in general is a huge culprit. I don't know. Simon are terrible at this kind of thing, you know. Alright, so there we go. We've got our two enemies there. Your mission here is to defeat both of these enemies by the end of turn 5. We've got a little turn tracker here on the side of our base, which is going to help us to keep track of that. We can take our little character symbols here. So I've got one for Huntress and one for Sniper there. And if at least one enemy is defeated, the other runs away in panic. This figure is immediately removed from the board and the player wins. The players win. The enemies start the mission. Ooh. And there's a victory and a defeat chapter. So for 2 or 3 characters, the bandit with the pistol starts with 1 damage token. Alright, I got my damage tokens over here. And the bandit muscle with the club starts with 2. Okay. Read the following text after ending the mission. Alright, so now we got to find our tile. Bear with me, folks. This might take a little while. There's a lot of tiles. Sure we can do it. Right, we're looking for STR01. Oh, it's a 4x4 tile. That's one of the big ones. Hotel. All these locations. Here we go. Uh-oh. I'm immediately concerned about the amount of table space I'm going to need for this game. Okay, so we put our bandit and our muscle. So we've got our 2 enemies here. So I guess we can either differentiate them using colored bases, or we can just use different figures. Are we, Hey, Cade! Thanks for dropping in. Alright, so I'm gonna make, one orange and one brown. I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing this correct. I will have to check the exact logistics of this in the future, but this will do for now so that we can start playing. Alright, they're gonna start in this space here. Are there chits that are used to mark this? Or do you just put other bases out? Okay, and we can deploy anywhere we want in either of these two spaces here. So, I think we should probably try to put as much distance between them and us as we can. And also, if we start over here, we start in this vantage point, which I think is probably better for us. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their behaviors, and it's pretty basic, so I think that, the idea here is that this should be fairly straightforward, for our first fight. So, with that in mind, we're all set up, actually, and we're ready to go. And it just says that the enemies start first. And I believe that you begin with the enemy that has the most hit points. Now, in this case, I think that's total hit points rather than remaining hit points. I was going to say, because they are tied on 2 each at the moment because of the damage they've taken. But I do think that you're supposed to start with it's starting hit points, which means the muscle with a club would go first. So, yeah, basically he's going to check his distance from us and then trigger his behaviors. Yeah, so we've got 2 different kinds of terrain here as well, guys. So we've got these vantage points, and we've also got this cover. So if you're in cover, you'll take less damage from ranged attacks, and vantage points increase the range of your ranged attacks. And also area attacks that Rodnev says. These are also barriers here, but because they're along the outside of this map, they're irrelevant. Maybe if we had more rooms or spaces set up, this might be more pertinent. But in this case, it isn't. It also requires extra movement to move between vantage points, to move into vantage points. Eye symbol is not a vantage point. Okay, well then. That's why we keep this handy. Eye symbol is in fact open ground. Ah, okay. So open ground is different. So the vantage symbol is actually a targeting reticle. I don't know how well you guys can see from there. But there you go. So you can see vantage point is the targeting reticle. And the eyeball is open ground. And so open ground simply means that you can't enter a hidden state while you're on the open ground. So, with that in mind, I don't think it really matters. I wasn't planning to hide anyway. And also they start, so I think this is fine. So let's see if we can parse this AI correctly then. So we're going to start with the muscle with a club. And what we're going to do is we're going to check the behavior triggers here. So he's basically got 2 behaviors. If he's in a space with us, then he's going to so I'm just hoping this camera's going to do its thing here to sort out that background noise, but doesn't seem to want to cooperate. But the top behavior means that if he's in the same space as us, he's going to punch us. because he's in combat range. That's what the fist means, combat range. And then the reticle below just means that I guess if he's at any range, he's going to try to do the first part, which is move one to the target and attack. And then if he can't do that, he's going to move to the bottom one, which is move one towards the target. So in this case, we're going to get him. He does 2 actions. Everyone gets 2 actions, players and enemies as well. So we start with the move one to target. So we're going to start because he's not in close range. He's going to move one to target and then melee attack. Or he's going to, unable to do that. He's just going to move one. And then he'll check his second action, which is going to be move one again. And then melee attack. So he's going to come in here and he's going to punch someone. And I'm not actually sure which. I probably shouldn't have put them both in the same space now that I think about it. But that's what we're doing here. We're learning. Because now someone's going to have to move away. Or else we're just going to have to punch him to death. Which might be fine. Might not be fine. Oh yeah, actually, Nico-chan says you can move diagonally. You're right, Nico-chan. I completely forgot you can move diagonally. So he's actually just going to move one in here and punch. So that's probably not ideal, actually, for me. Because then he's just going to punch again. Okay, well, let's see if we can parse his punching correctly. So, we're going to go ahead and check on here. So his punching is 2 and 2. Now, if I'm not correct, that just means he gets 2 red dice, and he's looking to get results of 2 or less on the red dice. So I think these are just d6s with bullets on. You can also use these other dice that they provided with the game, which have patterns on. But thanks, camera. But yeah, they're just standard d6s basically. So he's going to get 2 dice and he's going to throw both of them, and he's looking for 1s or 2s. I read somewhere before that people have lost the campaign at the very first fight. Well, if I lose this mission horribly, we can try it again, because there's no harm in resetting at the very beginning. I mean, to be fair, if you do lose a mission, the game doesn't end. Once you both go unconscious, you then get really badly penalized. And what happens is you have to continue playing, but you lose a lot of time. Like I said, there's this 56-day time limit, and eventually it'll get to the point where you run out of the time you need to complete the missions. There are these story cards in the game. I'll find an example for you if I can. That show, so some of the story cards will show text like this in the top corner. This means that they really need to be completed between day 1 and day 24, and if you haven't completed them by then, you probably missed the opportunity to complete them. And I presume this means at some point you're going to be unable to progress the story if you mess up enough by losing enough time. And so when you lose a mission, both of the characters are rendered unconscious, which means that you actually have to... Well, you can try and heal up. There are sort of many options available to you to try and recover hit points, but so long as you're unconscious, everything just takes more days to do, and you have to try and get hit points back before you can do anything meaningful again, so that could really sabotage you. Nick Kuchen says, yeah, this game is fail forward. The penalties just kept stacking up, and that's why it took me 4 tries. Yeah, so I mean, you know, seeing as this is the first mission, we can see how it goes, and then maybe give ourselves a little bit of a do-over if it goes horribly. I don't actually... That's 2 hits. I just rolled incredibly well for this guy. That's not good. I'm off to a bad start. I also actually don't know who he was punching. I think... Can I choose? Or does he... I think he targets the one with more hit points, maybe? But then they're tied for hit points, so I think then I just get to choose. But, closest character. Then it's closest character, then lowest defense. If they're tied, it should be chosen randomly. So I guess we can roll a defense die here, because these are 50-50 anyway. And if it shows a shield, then he attacks the Huntress. Well, I rolled a blank, so he punches the sniper. I have no defense dice, so I actually just lose 2 health, because I rolled 2 successes. Oh dear, this is off to a very bad start. So I take the 1-2 damage here. Alrighty then. And then he's going to trigger his second behavior, which is just to punch again. And I guess we randomize it again, because they still are tied on all the meaningful criteria. So that's a blank, so that's our sniper again. So he's just going to punch the sniper. So we've got... Well, I rolled a 4 and a 5, so he misses both times. And the reason he's missing is because his target value here is 2. So, you see there it says target 2, and the skulls means he gets 2 dice. So, 2 dice. And these all mean that if he's at range, he can't do anything. Nika-chan says, that's good! You're right. I mean, I think I took above average damage there, but it's fine. So now we're gonna activate the bandit with the pistol. So what is he got? A 1 in 3 chance of doing a damage. So with 4 dice, he should do 1 damage, unless you round up instead of down. But I'll take it. I'm not dead. I'll take it. So we check our bandit's behavior here. So our bandit with a pistol is actually at range 1 because of diagonal movement. So that's the middle behavior here, which says ranged attack, -1, then move away from the closest character. So in this case, we're going to do... So what we've got here is 3 dice with 3s to hit, but -1 to the hits, so it's 2 to hit because it's ranged attack -1. So I think this is randomized again because they're both equally close and they're both not wearing armor. So we're going to randomize the target, and it should be noted that because of the way the dice are working here, that a 1 is always a success no matter what. And in this case, because the bandit's shooting into a space with his friend, if he happens to roll a 6, which is a critical failure, he will in fact hit his friend. This can also be true of players. We can shoot our friends as well, if we shoot into spaces containing allied characters. So, fingers crossed. Here we go. So we're rolling a die here to see what who's going to shoot. I'm keeping the Huntress as shields. So we've got a shield there, so he's going to shoot the Huntress. And we've got 3 dice, and he's looking for 1s and 2s. So a couple of 6s here would just be great. I love that. We got a 5, 5, and a 1, which is a critical success, or always a success. Oh, God, we're so close to those 6s, guys. I'm disappointed. Follow-up, quick question though. Actually, our bandit, our muscle with a club here, moved into this space. So which way is he facing? Which way should he be facing? Because obviously that's important for range defense. You always face towards the target you're hitting. Okay, so in this case we were both facing east, so I guess he's facing east. So it's a shame really, because I think that means his friend would have at least shot him in the flank, if not the back. Although actually his armor against ranged attacks is the same anyway, it's 1 across the board, so it doesn't matter in this instance. That's fine. So 1 success, so I don't have any armor, so it's 1 damage to the Huntress. And then we're going to move one away from the closest character. So I think that means viable closest characters here. So we're currently one space away, so we can't move here or here, which means that viable positions include here, which would be one more space, here, 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 or here. And because they're all tied, that means I get to choose. Or they're all tied for sort of furthest equal, equidistant, equal additional distance. I don't think in this instance it doesn't really matter. To me, where he goes. I don't think. I think this could be a lot more important later on, but right now, I don't think it's. So, I guess we can put him over here. I'm just thinking about the ranges of my weapons because my submachine gun here really likes to be at range 1. So putting him there means that if our Huntress jumps into this space, she's kind of got good targets on both characters. Nico-chan says, I think the enemy always moves directly away unless it cannot do so. Oh, I don't know, Nico-chan. I'm pretty sure... I'll find out because you could well be right. But I think what I read about the movement was that if they have at the largest possible distance from the closest character. If a move away would bring no profit to a given enemy, such a move is not performed. In the case of a few alternative paths, you may choose how the given enemy moves. Yeah, so the example they give here actually shows the villain in spot A moving to any of these surrounding positions. The two heroes are there in blue, and they say that he can't get to B and C because of the barrier, which is the hashed line on his right. So he can move to I or H because they're both equally distant from the closest character. And they don't put him any closer because of diagonal movement. He's not going to be any closer to the character on the left, so you can choose I or H in this case. So I sort of extrapolate that to mean that because there's no... because all of these spaces are effectively 2 away from the closest characters, they're all kind of equally viable positions. I mean, in this instance, it actually makes literally no difference whether he does move directly away to here or there. But, oh, it does actually. Well, no, it doesn't. It could, though. Could. Depending on what I do on my next turn. But now that he's more than 1 away, he's 2 away, 1, 2. He's going to do his second behavior, which is a ranged attack. And so he is... Nico-chan says, I think I made the game so much harder for myself. No, don't do that. There's difficulty levels for that. In case you want to make it harder. So, we are at... what are we at? We're at +2 now, right? Hey, Radonov's here with some clarifications in the chat as well. Thanks, guys, for helping out. So in this instance, we are now 2+, so range 2+. He can't actually hit at range 3, but that's fine. So he's going to have 2 attack dice and hitting on 2s. Why did he move away then? Oh wait, no. This is if distance is greater than 1. Yeah, I would have. I'm surprised that he backed up, quite frankly, because he loses a damage die, and his chances get worse. I suppose he just wants as many options to shoot at you as possible, or you close the gap. Yeah, so the parting leap is a special maneuver to get you out of combat. Um, so I'm going to have to be doing that on my turn, and it's probably not going to go well. I mean, I could just stay in my space and wail on my enemy, but it's not going to work out because I have terrible melee, because I don't have any melee weapons. Um, yeah, so with this in mind, he's going to shoot again. He's got 2 dice. He's looking for 1s and 2s this time. Oh yeah, and he's going to shoot. And now he's shooting the sniper. He's... yeah, Nika-chan, it's gonna be that. Oh, so we've got, so he's managed to hit the sniper and also his friend. That's a 6, isn't it? So that's 1 critical success and 1 critical failure, which is kind of really funny. So sniper doesn't have any armor and takes the damage. I think our boy, Muscle with Club, unfortunately, has 1 armor no matter what direction he's being shot from, so he does avoid that damage, unfortunately. It's disappointing. For me, personally, I'm disappointed. Oh yeah, I have reaction cards that I could have used. Damn it. The thing is, none of the actual... I should have taken something better, because if you look at all of the reactions I have, they all involve doing a ranged attack, and I can't do a ranged attack while I'm in combat. Shooting into combat always hits flank. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, unfortunately, he's still got 1 armor on his flank, so it's not super helpful. I could have used dodge on the Huntress earlier. I don't know if it would have helped. But I didn't, because I wasn't thinking, so there you go. Yeah, now that I'm beginning to understand how the game works, maybe I'll choose a better set of starting cards next time. But now that that's been resolved, it's actually my turn, and I'm going to get to do 2 actions with each character, and then when they're done their actions, we'll just move their little tokens up to show that they're done their turns. So we get to pick who starts. Do I have anything that will get them out of combat so that they can shoot better? No, I think I'm just going to have to run the risk of running away from this thug with a club. I mean... I think what I should probably do is we can do a shot on the run, which says move 1 space and then make a ranged attack 2. Nico-chan says you can always move 1 by spending 1 basic action. Yep, so this is how the play works for the characters. We've got this hand of cards here, which is 5 cards, and they've got actions along the top. Maybe some of them have actions along the bottom. These ones have reactions and enhancements along the bottom. But there's also basic actions, which include move and interact, reload, heal, revive, A lot of them require you to have bits of equipment in order to use them, but you can just move if you want. You can also make a melee attack. No, you can't. You need a card for that. Ignore me. The club guy is going to bring down that bat. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do a parting jump, which is fine. I'm just thinking about my my odds here. And what I think I'm actually better off doing is, because I'd quite like to kill this guy here. And he's got 2 armor on his front. Which is actually a lot. Yeah. But my submachine gun's actually pretty good. So if I can, if I can get in the right position, which is 1 away, it's 4 dice plus 1 as well. 4 dice plus 1 to hit, so that's pretty solid. I'm just trying to remember, it's got full auto, which I don't need to use because that's for hitting 2 characters in the same space, and it's a ranged attack. That's what these little icons on the bottom mean. So that means it's got full auto, and that means it's ranged. I mean, the full auto would have been great at the start of the game when they're in the same space, but they got to go first, so that's a bummer. So I think, yeah, let's start, especially seeing as she has the most health. Let's start with the Huntress, and we can play a move here to move 2 spaces. So my plan here is just to go and flank the guy with a pistol, and then blast him in the side and see if I can take him out. So what I'm going to have to do is what's called a parting leap to get over here, which means that the enemy in my space with the most melee attack will hit me. In this case, there's only 1 space. So this guy, the thug with a club, he's going to try and whack me. He's going to try and whack me with 2 dice, looking for 2 ups. So I see 1 success and 1 critical failure. I presume that means he whacks someone else in his space. But unfortunately there isn't anyone, so I take 1 more damage. And then I'm going to move 1 more space into here. And so now I'm facing this guy on the flank here. So what we can do is we can play Weak Spot, which is our range 3. So we're looking for 3 or less to hit with this. But, and do I have an enhancement? I don't know. My plan is to basically kill this guy and then just kind of hope that it works out, because the other one will run away and I'll win. That's the victory condition. That's what it said. So we got here. So we're at range 1. So we got 4s and plus 1 to hit. So we're actually looking for 4 or less now on 4 dice. But the enemy does have armor 1, so the first success will be cancelled. Come on, come on. Alright, what do we got here? Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, that's a 4. Okay, we're okay. What we've got there is a 5, so that's a miss. But we've got 3 hits here. A 1, a 2, and a 4. So one of these is cancelled. But that does mean that we'll cancel the 4, because it's the least accurate of the shots. But the good news is that means he does take 2 damage, which is enough to kill him. I don't know if that ends it immediately. But he's just taken off the board. He's dead. And let's have a quick look at our victory conditions here. If at least 1 enemy is defeated, the other runs away in a panic. His figure is immediately removed from the board, and the players win. Okay, cool. So Club Guy gets really, really scared. He's like, I'm out of here! And we did it. We won. And we only lost like 50% of our health on both characters. That's probably good, right? So we've got two sections here. We've got victory and defeat, and read the following text after ending the mission. I presume that we read victory first and then move over here, because this looks like it's going to continue the plot. I should give Stanislaw an accent, actually. Because otherwise it'll be hard to tell when I'm reading narrative and when I'm not. So I'm going to give him a weird drawl, because he's a ruler assistant. Are you finally done cleaning up? Stanislaw asks, looking unimpressed with your effort. I didn't expect it would take so long. Well, as my father used to say, the first pancake is always spoiled. Now that the welcoming party is finished, we can get back to the task at hand. Each character gains an experience point. The character who deals the finishing blow to the bandit with a pistol gains 1 morale. Each character gains 1 fuel cell found on the defeated enemy's body. Okay, cool. Kyle, I also hope that it's going to be great. Seeing as we're getting started. So we've got some experience points here. So 1 experience point per character. Now this is specific to the characters. So you can see things like food and stuff I can pool. Again, because I'm playing solo, I can pool these. If you're playing cooperatively, you may pool them or you may keep them separate. It's up to you and your group and how you want to play it. We're going to get 1 fuel cell each. So these are the fuel cells I spoke about in the intro. Super valuable. They're basically currency, but they're also used to power things and do all kinds of useful stuff. And the character, we gain 1 morale token on our Huntress, because she killed the bandit with a pistol. And this morale token is basically, it's good for sort of feats of daring do during these missions. So you can use this to move like an extra space, or roll like an extra die, or improve your accuracy 1 step, I think. I'll have to double check everything you can do with it, but that kind of stuff. Okay. Stanislaw leads you through the streets. You might want to start by having a look around town, listening to the speeches of the followers of the new religion. You could even try to get some confessions from one of their priests, or see what the local lowlifes have to say. Sorry, I just want to check to make sure this is all his dialogue. It is, okay. It's a good idea to visit Piggery, a dilapidated joint hidden in an alley to the west of the main square. Ask for Jim Velasquez and tell him I sent you. Another place you might find interesting is a pub called Under the Side. Custom officers and smugglers often drink there. Old Grant is the bartender. Maybe he'll tell you something. Of course, you'll want to visit the main square in the evenings from time to time. That's where rallies usually take place. Frozen gods' priests come to give speeches there. Located outside of town is El Infierno. The tech square over there is popular among the priests and preachers. But beware, getting there is risky. In the meantime, I need to head east. We're negotiating protection terms regarding new settlement called Red Canyon. If you happen to discover something important before I return, go straight to the Prefect's HQ. They'll point you in the direction of the right person to talk to. Good luck! Stanislaw shoots you a grin and hurries off. Okay, so now we've got a whole ton of setup stuff. So I'm going to... Are you missing some starting morale tokens? Do I start with morale tokens? I don't think so, Nico-chan. It doesn't say anything about that. It says start with 3 food and a hunting rifle. And that's it. Alright, so we're going to get a lot of story cards out now and place them all over the shop. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm in New Jensen here, we're going to have to, I think, do a little bit of reconfiguring here. We can get our characters back over here. that eagle symbol. Oh, is this starting morale? Starting morale tokens and implants. You are correct, sir. Thank you. Alright, so we should actually have a couple more morale on both characters then. That's fine. We will save these for our inevitable next battle. Now, I'm pretty sure we just reset our action decks as well between missions. I don't think that we keep those, do we? For any reason. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna get rid of El Fierno for now. We're gonna pop that over there. Clean up this stuff as well. Alright, get out of here, thugs. And we're gonna take out New Jensen here. So what you can see here are just all different these are called sites that are in New Jensen. And so we can go and visit any of these sites here without necessarily needing to leave this location. But as we move between location, it takes days. I think also as we move between the sites, we have to draw these town event cards here as well. Well, we roll a die, and there's like a 50-50 chance we have a town event. Whereas these events here will happen as we travel between the different locations on the board or back to our base as well, which is in Zone 1. Okay, so we're going to place Story Card 2 face down on top of Underside. Yeah. I think that we've got a 2A and a 2B, so I think we put them both face down. I think. So because it's face down on top of the card, that means when we go there, we have to resolve this before we can interact with the location. We've got 3 on top of Piggery. So basically, as this is our first area, I guess what's happening here is all of our different locations here have all got these stories that are going to interfere with what we're trying to do here. We're going to put card 4 on top of Main Square. And 522 of 5. Okay. So this is going to go on top of... it says this goes on top of... Ooh, 410. I don't know where that is. So I need to get another location out as well. No, I don't. I don't know what location this is. Oh, it's at El Fierno. That's why. Bear with me 2 clicks here, folks, because we got 522 set. Oh my god. Why can't I find the card I'm looking for? I don't know how to count. Okay, here we go. 522, that goes on top of the gun store here. Nope, it doesn't. It goes on top of El Fierno here. My bad. And then we're going to take event card number 5. Put that on top of the tech square in El Fierno. Presumably this is possibly the priest's rally or something like that. It says place a token onto the day 4 track. Token letter C. So we're going to put this onto card 410. Okay, so I'm actually running out of space here. Also can't tell what anything is because they're all covered up with stuff. Am I doing this correctly, guys? This seems like I can't tell what's going on now. But I do have to put this down here onto day number 4 to show that there's something going on here as well. We're going to run out of time if we don't investigate that and figure out what's going on. Oh, it says here, that's 4 days from now. This is when the next speech on the square is scheduled to take place and will allow you to investigate this lead. So I probably want to do some of this stuff and then head over to El Fierno to check that out. Okay, we're instructed to place a whole bunch more cards now. Most of them are the 500 series. So we're going to throw this one out here. We've got card 508, which is going on to face up under card 4-6. So that's something we can check out there, I think. Bunch of cards going face up under area 4-7. So 5-1, 5-4, 5-6, 13, and 543. This is like almost like, you know, when you go into a video game town and there's just like a billion quests. You're like, okay, well, I guess I have to go talk to all of these people now and find out what they want. Or I could just walk right out of town and go find a completely different thing to do. Maybe I'll just stumble upon something. Where are you? Where are you at? Here we go. So this is our set of cards here. These are going face up under 407. Which is here, isn't it? Yep, main square. So I guess those are all people in the main square we can go and talk to. Alright. Now I've got a bunch more going under 410, which is the tech square. I guess more people to talk to in the tech square. Try to get these out real fast, guys. 510, 515. Presumably you don't have enough time to do all of these things. 21, 542, 546. There's got to be some kind of reasonable way to do this where we can still see at least the parts of the locations, right? Alright, so it looks like we've got a whole bunch of it looks like what we've got here is a whole bunch of different areas to go to, particularly in and around New Jensen here. So we're still in, oh, where did my flag turn go? Here. So we're still in New Jensen, and Rodnov says you probably can't do all the quests. I tried in my playthrough. It's tough to squeeze them all in. So, Rodnov, you've played before. Um, Nico Chen, you've also played before, haven't you? So, has anyone who's in chat who's not played before got some thoughts about where they'd like to go? We can go to the underside, which is the bar. I think that was the bar, wasn't it? What did Stanislaw say? We got the bar here. We can go to Piggery, a dilapidated joint hidden in an alleyway. We can go to the main square and just sort of see what's going on in the main square. I think it's probably best to have a look around New Jensen before we head off to El Fierno, because we have to. It's 4 days before anything triggers in El Fierno anyway, or before this triggers in El Fierno, and we probably want to go and make sure we're there for that. But I mean, the impression I get though is that that becomes available in 4 days. It's not. We're not going to miss it. It says place C on the day's track 4 days from now. No, 4 days from now. So is that day 5? Should I be on day 1? I'll find out. But it says this is when the next speech in the square is scheduled to take place and will allow you to investigate this lead. But what we'll do is we'll probably try and aim to get over there for around that time, depending on how much other stuff we've been doing. Yeah, so I think that place the day token on the first day. So 4 days from now is day 5, actually. So there we go. Sorted that right out. So I'm kind of interested in maybe going somewhere where I can buy healing stuff. I don't really have. I've got 2 fuel. I've got 2 fuel. I think we could probably do quite well in one more mission. Probably. So maybe we head to just Main Square and see what's going on in Main Square. Okay, so because if I'm correct, chat, we only move on the day counter when we change locations, right? So we can move between sites without having to track days. Is that right, or is that wrong? I could be wrong. All kinds of cool stuff lying around here, though. There's something called a cat in New Jensen Piggery. I presume it's not like an actual cat, but if we can get a cat, that'd be great. Is there like a cat token somewhere to be my friend? There are actually these companion sheets. I have no idea how we find them. But there's no cat, unfortunately. There is this guy, though. He could become your companion. He's kind of like a cat. I mean, actually, there is a cat. I completely lied. It's just not a conventional cat. Kind of cool. I don't know how we get these. They might be from hybrids or something. Right, so Jade says only when you move to a new town, I guess. Yeah, so these are sort of known as the locations, and these are known as sites. These are sites within the locations. So I mean, we could go to the gun store, but there's nothing going on there, and furthermore, I'm completely broke. I don't think I can afford any of this stuff. So here we've got the New Jensen gun store. I could afford some EMP ammo. No, I couldn't. I could afford the blueprints for EMP ammo. Or tracer ammo or a laser sight. So the price is the yellow column, the sell value is the red column, and then the blueprints are the white column. I can buy the blueprints and then I can make these things in my base, but I need the rooms to do it. I actually picked my starting room at the start of the game. I have no idea if I made a right choice. I kind of just picked it at random. This is room, I think it's for making implants. I'm not sure actually. I forgot. And that's terrible. And it doesn't tell me what this icon is, so I guess it'll be a surprise for the future. Let me figure out what that is. Jade says she played the first go around and is actually no, it's I made this mistake before, haven't I? But they're waiting for the hybrids expansion to have another go through. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean I was completely unaware of this campaign, but like I said, fans of the show said that I should definitely have a go at it. So here we are. Why is this not on the iconography sheet? There should definitely be a breakdown of the base on the player aid. How else am I supposed to know what I can make? But what I've made is a workshop where we can make ammo, explosives, and equipment. Didn't I make a gunsmith? Where I can make guns. Well, we can also buy new rooms and upgrade the rooms in the base. I don't know how much time we'll have for that, though. Nika-chan says, try to expand the base ASAP. Right, I'm on it. Don't fear. I don't know how to do that, but I'll remember. So actually, 56 days is quite a long time, isn't it? So the base is a separate location, so moving back there does cost a day, and then leaving there will cost another day, so... Jay says, one tip, don't be afraid to run if you get in a bad situation. Yeah, so that's another thing that's actually interesting. It mentioned this in the rulebook, and then I didn't really kind of get what it was talking about, but I'm beginning to understand. I was going to get a board to show you guys, but what it talks about is essentially that characters can leave the game board. So if you're on a map like this, you can actually just move off the board, and then you're removed from the fight for the rest of the fight. And, you know, movement off of the board is triggered in the same way as though this is just an additional empty space that you're moving into. And so you can actually flee all of your characters out of the fight, and then I guess it's resolved in defeat. But it's not as bad as everyone going unconscious. Nika-chan says, 56 days will move along so fast. Okay, so, I mean, I expected the game to be hard. After all, it is a Polish game, and I've never known the Polish game designers to design, like, nice, friendly, easy games. I think we should go to the main square and find out what's going on in the main square. So I'm making an executive decision. So here we go. We're going to main square, and we're going to resolve story card number 4 because we have to, because it's on top of this card here. We can buy a lot of different mods here in the main square. But first, a card. Address. In the evening, you go to the main square where followers of Frozen God gather every day. Somehow you find free space as the crowd pushes forward to get closer to the priest. You can barely see the man standing on some platform, his figure towering over the heads of the faithful. You hear only fragments of his speech. Cheers of the crowd and gusts of cold wind chill you to the bones, deafening the priest's words. And then the darkness and the long night took reign. One day after, our frozen lord awoke, opened his eyes and trembled. He saw through the hearts of the most oppressed, wretched, and luckless people. Let your faces be bathed in the light of the new. Cast away your false idols.
for cold is coming. The righteous need not fear the coming of the frost. The rest sounds more or less the same. A couple of minutes later, when you're half frozen, the priest ends his speech. You try to get to him, but it's impossible with so many people. The priest descends his platform and you no longer see him. At the same time, the crowd slowly dissolves. You won't learn anything more here. Gain Story 94. Alright, so this one's removed from the game. So this is going away in my box. I've got a section of the box I kept free for this. Cards what are done. From the, I'm going to need these bases. I don't know why I'm putting more. I might need them. I'm gonna have to check in the rulebook actually what I'm supposed to do with card 94 though, because I think I'm supposed to just keep reading. I feel like there's specific iconography for that. So my apologies folks, bear with me just for a quick moment while I double check the resolution of those cards. Nice little section here which tells you what to do. And I just have to find it. Nope, it's not in the index. I think actually it's right here. Yes. Card should be discarded after reading. Yes, it is discarded. Gain Story card 94. Okay, so I should probably just reveal this then, seeing as how I gained it. Doesn't say put it out or add it to anything. I guess we're just going to look at this now. Oh. So it's the priest's speech. Okay, we've got a little hand there, which I think means we hang on to this one. In case it's useful in the future. It might be referenced by something or something like that. So we've got here a reference to that. Sorry, I have to keep checking this, guys. Keep this card. This card is placed face up. Yeah, so we've got this now. That's going to be a useful clue in our future endeavors. Don't forget to draw a town card anytime you move to a new site. Right, I'll do that now, Jade. I don't think you draw a new town card. I think what you do is roll a die, and if you get a shield, you draw a town card. That's right, isn't it? I feel like that's the case with all of the events. It's like 50-50, isn't it? Every time you move the token, you roll the die, potentially have a thing. This will definitely be here. Yeah. Page 9. Ooh, expanding the base. I should read that, because everyone told me to read that. They said it was important, right? Oh no, it just says road cards and town cards are drawn whenever the characters move between locations and sites. Oh. I definitely thought I read something about rolling a die to see if these happen. Yeah. When players decide to start a journey, you have 3 options. Move to a location card, move to a site card, or... yeah, move. So basically what it's saying is like, so when you start moving, you can, so at the sort of the top of an interaction, whatever this is that we're doing here, if you're on a location card, you can either move to another location card or the base, or you can move to sites within that location. If you're on a site in that location, you can move to another site in the location or back to the location card. And if you move between sites, you roll the die. You might draw a town card, or if you move to a location card associated with the sites, roll move. If you move between locations, then you roll the die. If you get a shield, you check the stop symbol for skulls, and then you draw a card that matches the skulls on the stop symbol. Yeah. So it says here actually, don't check the stop signs. It says check the zones, zone 1 to 3, because what we've got here is zones 1, 2, and 3. But that's, I don't know, because I was told to put New Huntsville in zone 2, and it says it's got 2 skulls on it, so that makes perfect sense. Like that matches up, makes sense to me. Fine. But I was also told to put Shiptown in zone 3, and that's got just the 1 skull on it, so I don't know. Because the skulls are clearly a reference to these decks here, where this is the dangerous one with 3 skulls on it. Anyway, here we go. We're rolling to see if I should have drawn an event when going to main square. I can't see what the result is. I'm not changing it. It was an event, so let's have an event. It is weird, right, Nico? Yeah, I checked the little rulebook for it. I double checked. I'm just going to give this deck another shuffle. I do have cards in here from the hybrid expansion, which I can put in before I read that it was a separate campaign, so I don't know if I should skip those or not. So if we draw one of those, maybe I'll skip it for now, and I'll find out if I can just play them as part of this campaign. Jade says, I always went by the skulls. Well, it does make it a little easier for me, so I might go by the skulls myself. Although El Fierno is supposed to be in zone 1, and it's got 2 skulls on it, so actually that also doesn't really make any sense. I'll seek clarification on this, if I can. Alright, here we go. Our random event on the way to the main square is this one. Rat fights. Sounds like fun. Oh, this is a hybrids card. Damn it. Wealth. This is a card from the Shiptown expansion. Nico Town says, just a heads up, there are multiple pages of errata and FAQ. Yeah, I actually have those pages open in my web browser, just in case they're needed. I've particularly got the story card errors, which I think is probably the most egregious misprintings. Fortunately, there aren't too many of them. There aren't too many of them. But I've got a list here of all the story cards that are changed. Someone says, these have all been fixed in the online assistant, but I'm not playing with that because I want to play with the components. And anyway, here we go. Wealth. Who wouldn't want to be rich? Just a small sum, and soon a wave of cells will sweep over you like a tsunami. Come here! Come here! So cells are, of course, fuel cells, the valuable currency. You see a youngster standing next to a table with 3 cups, waving invitingly. This is, I guess this is my character, so I'll have to come up with a voice for Huntress. I've decided Huntress does all the talking, because the sniper is all sneaky-like. We're more than willing to get rich. You need to tell us. What's the catch? There's no catch, ladies. The game is as fair as the mountain spring. I hide one of your cells under a cup, and then I keep moving the cups as you watch. Finally, you choose the right one. Even a child could do it. When you guess right, and I'm quite sure, you'll get 2 cells from me. One cell is hardly a lot, and you might just as well have some fun, though you suspect the boy wants to hustle you. In any case, you'll kick his ass and take what's yours. Okay, so you've got no time for this. That literally just means trash the card. So I guess we'll pick this and flip it over. I'll pay the one cell, you know, and we'll continue the story. Why not? You know, cells are super valuable. This is probably a terrible idea, but whatever. The youngster takes one cell and starts to shuffle the cups around. You keep watching his hands. It seems easy enough. The boy stops and you're sure your cell is under the right cup. Here, pick this one up, boy. He makes a sad face and hesitantly lifts the right cup, but there's nothing under it. Better luck next time, says the boy with a wide grin. You kick the table, toppling it, and grab the boy by the neck. We'll take our cell plus the additional one. You took the risk and failed. Time to go. You hold the boy down and lift all the cups one by one. The youngster takes one cell and starts to shuffle the cups around. You keep watching his hands. It seems easy enough. You're sure the cell is under the right cup. Nico-chan says, kick his ass! Yeah, maybe we should kick his ass. I mean, we were sure it was under the right cup. We couldn't possibly be mistaken. I think he swindled us. And so, what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to hold him down and check under all the cups? I don't want to... The first one seems really mean. I don't want to be, like, really mean. Nico-chan says, don't blame me for what happens. Alright, I'm going with B. I'm going to be a little bit mean. But not super mean. That's my feeling. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go to 806 and check option C. Turns out he's a robot. He attacks you. You're dead. There's no cell under any cup. You're really pissed. Give us all your money right now. Did you... But hang on, I've forgotten Huntress's voice. It was just my generic female-esque voice that I have to do. Give us all your money right now! Do you really want to cheat us, you punk? A few big guys, who up to this point have been propping up a nearby wall, approach you slowly. The boy's with us. And now we do another mission. So this is a mission from one of the expansions. So I'm going to take these two cards. I'm going to put them in my set out of the way here. My little bin. And I'm going to find SQ02. Which is here in the Shiptown rulebook. Great. Good. Another mission. Did I get my money back, though? Hang on. What did the card say? Right, no, I didn't. I didn't get anything back, so I guess that's just gone. And now I have to fight some bad dudes. Okay, it's the same board we just used. Oh, I'm so screwed. Wait a minute. Nico-chan, this is your fault. Yeah. Does this mean I deploy 6 enemies? I mean, I 100% need to flee. I'm so screwed. There's a findings token. I can't remember what it looks like, but that's a little thing that we can go and interact. Read setup for 2 players. Okay, 3 enemies. There's 3 enemies. That still seems like a lot. Findings, tokens. I don't know what it looks like. It's not here in the manual either. Oh, it is. There it is. It's a little... There. Here. It goes... Alright, I need to rotate this so that the deployment's the same way around. So there's a treasure! There, we can go find that treasure. Okay? Nope, my head is in the way no matter where I put my head. Oh, Fierno's in the way, that's the problem. Okay. We're gonna have 3 thugs. Alright, so now we're gonna have, to use the bases more creatively. Because we need 3 different colors of the same enemy. That's cool. You can do it. It's only 3 hippies with baseball bats and we've got guns. They're all going to immediately come and start beating the shit out of me. And, Can I use my, Can I use my... Can I use my morale tokens to regain hit points? I mean, it's such a bummer that they go first. Alright, so there's one here. There's one here. And there's one here. And I can deploy here and here. Yeah, it says, special rules, the enemies start the mission. So, that's great. I mean, I feel like I should go here and here, because that's far away from them. Oh, I wish I had some armor or something. It's okay, we just need to play smart. Okay. Right, I need one more green base, and then I need the enemy card as well. Yeah, they've got, the thing is, they've all got 4 health, because they don't even start wounded. So, it's our muscle with a club again. So it's basically just a guy with a bat who comes and wails on us. He's not got good armor. I mean, it's okay. But he does have 4 hit points, and there are 3 of them. And I'm going to have to track their hit points, I guess, by putting them on these little rubber bases here. There's one for each. Oh, I should put this over here so you guys can see it. That would make sense. So there's one little base here for each. Easier for me to reach. Okay. Right. That's no good. Okay, so I can deploy both of my characters there and there, but I think I might split them up actually this time because last time, what I mean, it would be super cool actually to put them all in the same space though, and then just go full auto on their ass. Yeah, exactly. They can't be taking my fuel cells. Those things are super important. Super important. So there. Um So yeah, maybe I do deploy both my characters in the same space. Let's see if I have any cards here that can sort of like reaction cards that can like help me survive this first round. I've got these are all enhancement cards. So this is a reaction shot, ranged attack 1. I presume that this doesn't work if you're being attacked in melee, because it says when you're in melee, you can only do two things. You can either do a parting move, which is the move that moves you out of combat, or you can punch back. So I presume that that's only a desperate shot in response to a regular attack. Another ranged attack. All of my reactions with the sniper are actually to do ranged attacks. And reducing ranged attacks. You can use your reaction before or after enemies resolve any line of action. Okay, so because they're all on 4 hit points, I can decide who triggers first, right? I mean, that's not great because, but I think then I'll take a bunch of these reaction cards. Yeah, I could shoot them as they approach me. That's basically the best I'm gonna get, I think. I'm probably not gonna hit. Well, I mean, I presume that I use the reaction in response to their action. So I guess I let them resolve their action first, and then I have to use my action. So my plan here is to let this guy like activate, and he's going to try to move towards us, and then I can shoot him with this and hopefully do some damage to him. It's not going to be great because my sniper rifle is better at long range, but I mean, I presume I can't shoot him before he starts doing at least one action, right? And it's one reaction card per turn as well, isn't it? So I can just do like one shot, and then he's gonna be able to do his own thing. So I'll take 2 copies of the card anyway, even though I'll only be able to use one, I think. I think this one could be useful. When performing a ranged attack against targets in melee, you never hit friendly models. Yep. That might be useful. I like this one, even though it's completely pointless right now. +1 attack die when using a ranged attack with a scope. There are a lot of ranged attack 2s here, which are, and then these 2 as well. The weak spot cards, which are ranged attack 3. I mean, that would be great if I can get away from the enemies. I'll take one of those. Take 2 of those, I guess. I don't know. Because I want to take the move 2s as well. Their armor is 1 across the board, so where I'm positioned, like I've got a card here that lets me target their flank, no matter what, but it doesn't really help me because their armor is the same all across the board anyway. So sorry, we're looking at the row of 1s here. So. Oh, before an action is resolved or during its resolution, you can use the reaction. Okay, great. So I can do it, yeah, before they get closer. Yeah, it helps with the accuracy. Fair enough. But it's still definitely one reaction card per turn, isn't it? Which I think is per enemy turn? Do I have any more cards that let me shoot? I do. I have 2 more. 3 more, actually. So I do need some cards that let me move, though. But the advance lets me move if I don't spend it to attack. Alright. So what I need to do is find some good... So she's also got these ranged attack cards. But I also need to be facing the right way, so I think I face this way, right? And you can't see what I'm doing. So I think I face this way, right? Because the melee attacks doesn't matter for... I mean, I don't have any armor. So really I just need to make sure I have line of sight. I don't have any line of sight back here, but that's fine because there's no one there. Jade's like, I can't help but think you should have brought the medic. The medic's so good. Well, do you know what, Jade? I didn't have a choice because I let subscribers vote on these ones. Each character can only perform one reaction, one turn. So is that one sort of enemy turn? I presume that's what that means. Okay, so we'll give the submachine gun to the Huntress as well. She can trigger that. And then we can basically trigger our... we've got... So that's good. So she can do a ranged attack 2 as well. Maybe, if we're lucky, we'll murder 1 or 2 of them before they actually get to us. That would be nice. And actually, oh, I just had a really good idea. Yeah, I just had a really good idea. So now I just need to pick some more characters. So we'll take Weak Spot again with the Huntress, because that was great. As much as I like the idea of like moving and hiding and stuff, I feel like it's not really going to be helpful in this particular thing. Jay's like, the subscribers have sabotaged you. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the sniper and the Huntress. I think they're really cool characters. I mean, I like the idea of a sniper anyway. I think that's awesome. So I'll take advance because it's got move 2 on it. It's also got surprise at the bottom, which lets you enhance another action to move an extra space if you want. That's good. Don't think I have too much else that's particularly useful right now. Just double checking my iconography here to make sure I've understood something correctly. And I have. It's useless right now. Hopefully more useful later on. I think I should probably take this melee attack 2 card just in case I actually need to make a melee attack. I really probably won't want to do that because it's just dreadful, but I don't have another one of those ranged 3, do I? That's mostly the sniper that has those. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh, I do. I'll take one more of those. Okay. I'm just going to double check the snipers then, cards then, because I think... Actually, no, I think our cards are actually fine. So... Here we go. Here's a question for chat. Morale tokens. Is it 1 morale token per sort of action or reaction, or can you spend as many morale tokens as you want? I know that, for example, if you want to add a die or improve accuracy, it's 1 token to move 1 step, and you can't spend multiple tokens for multiple steps. But could I say add a die and improve accuracy as well with morale tokens or no? One per instance of action. Great, that's nice and simple. I like that. Alright, here we go. Can't cascade 50 morale tokens to add 50 dice. Yeah, no, but what I meant was, can I use one morale token to say improve the range of the attack, and then a second morale token to add a die, or to improve the accuracy? Or is it just one morale token per reaction or action? I think it's just one. I'm not actually going to look that up. I'm just going to check my secret plan here to make sure that that's going to work okay. Yeah, okay, so right. We've got our cards. We're all set up. And of course our enemies are gonna start. And so here's my plan. Now let's have a think here. What are the odds of us killing the green guy with one shot from the sniper rifle? So, I mean, they've got 1 armor and 4 health, so the odds are extremely low. So I think we should activate the orange guy first. So he is 2 spaces away from us. So what he wants to do is move 1 towards the target. He's just going to come running at us, basically. But what I'm going to do is interrupt that movement with one of my cards. Page 13 for the morale roll. Great, I'll check that in just a minute. And so we're going to play advanced reaction, so we get to shoot him, basically. Ranged attack 2, enemy in line of sight with the sniper. So he is in line of sight. This doesn't count as one of my 2 actions or anything like that. This is just something else I get to do. But I think I only draw up cards at the end of my turn, though, so I think I will be 1 card down on my turn. It's like, you know, 1 less option, or whatever, as the case may be. I'm confused with this. I also need space for implants and things. I clearly don't have enough space. And cards down here. So, yeah, so it's a ranged attack 2. So, we can check on the rifle here. He is 2 spaces away, so it's 3 dice with a 0 modifier. So we're looking for 2s here. And I think I should probably spend a morale token. And my inclination is to improve our odds, to go from 33% to 50% chance. I think that's better. 50% on 3 dice is better than 33% on 4 dice. Or is it statistically the same? No, I think our odds are slightly better with 50% on 3. I was never much good at statistics. So here we go, anyway. So I think we're shooting him in the front, but it doesn't actually matter at all because, you know, because he's got the same armor all around. Oh, show me something good. Okay, so I think we got 2 hits there. Yeah, 1, 2. So his armor blocks 1. And so he takes 1 damage. It'll be really hard, isn't it? On to orange guy. I'm shooting orange guy. I've activated orange guy first. Yeah, I decided to activate orange guy first, and I'll tell you why. Um, I mean, is there a secondary condition for activating enemies? I feel like I read that it was just by hit points, and then players choose. Um, but you're right, Nico, in the sense that, yeah, it doesn't really matter here, but... Um, oh, you can forfeit an action to discard a card and draw a new one. That feels horribly inefficient. Um, I feel like if you're doing that, either you're in a very good position and you've got an excess of actions, you're in a very, very bad position. Um, in which case, ooh, you know, you know, beginning with the one, activate each of them in order, beginning from the one with the highest starting health level. Yeah, highest starting health level. Yeah, if they have the same, then their order is determined by the players. Was it 9 for the morale tokens? This is important potentially because I might want to spend a couple here. Get me out of this. I don't know how valuable these tokens are. I might regret being very willy-nilly with them later on, but we'll see. I don't see anything on page 9 about the morale tokens. Did I get that right? 13. 4 morale tokens. Okay. The effects of morale... Yep. A morale token can be used for these two things. One morale token per instance. So I think what that means is you can spend 1 morale token for its effect. So a morale token can increase movement by 1. It can increase the hit characteristic of a ranged or melee attack by 1. It can increase the number of dice during a melee attack by 1. So you can't actually increase the number of dice on a ranged attack. I was mistaken about that. Only on a melee attack. So fortunately I used that correctly. And actually this means I will only be spending 1 morale token here as well. But so orange guy is going to activate and he's going to move into this space here. And what we're going to do is interrupt him again to use Nerves of Steel with the Huntress. And this is a ranged attack too. But because we're doing a ranged attack with the Huntress, what we can do is we can activate the submachine guns full auto and hit them both. So hopefully that will be good. So this is a 2, but by activating full auto, it enables us to hit 2 targets. However, it's -1 to hit. And I think we can also spend a morale token here for some other additional benefit. Let me just check. So hopefully we'll just be able to gun both do some damage to both of these guys and have a decent chance here. Ideally, we kill the one that just got wounded, but that seems unlikely. Using a single morale token... Okay, no, it's just noting that if I improve the accuracy, it's improving for everyone. So, yeah, so we'll spend a morale token here to improve the accuracy of this attack, which means that it's not -1 like it would be otherwise. So it's actually +1. So we've got 4 dice +1 against both targets. Oh, you roll a die for his defense. Thank you, Jade. That's well pointed out. I'm so unused to having armor. So this is actually for the orange character's defense. He gets 1 die. Ah, and he fluffed it, so he actually takes 2 damage. I'm suddenly feeling a lot more confident about this. Okay, so now I'm throwing all of these dice, and I'm hitting on 2s. Yeah, 1s and 2s. So I actually have to roll 4 dice for each character. So we're going to start with orange guy, because I need him to die. Come on, let's get him. Die, orange guy. Oh, yeah, look at that. 3. Even if he stops when he's dead. Nice job, Huntress. The 3 is a miss. And he hasn't even blocked one anyway, so orange guy is dead. Haha. And then we're going to roll 4 dice again for the brown character. And we've got 1. We've got a couple of 6s. Fortunately, Sniper's not in the space, or else I would have just shot her to bits. But that's a miss, so it's just 1 hit onto the brown guy. And he blocks it with a shield. Damn. Okay, well at least we got 1 guy off the board, so this might not be a complete catastrophe. We'll have to see, but in the meantime, it's now someone else's turn to activate. I guess we'll start with brown guy, who's going to move into here. And I really should have taken the card, actually, that lets me modify things so I can't shoot my friends. I feel bad about that now, where I just rolled 2 6s, and I could have killed my buddy. But brown guy moves in there, and he's going to punch... he's going to punch someone who I'm randomizing, because we are both equally distant and equally armored. So, shields his Huntress as usual. He's going to try and punch the Huntress. And that's 1 hit, so Huntress takes 1 damage. Uh-oh. And then he just attacks again. He's going to randomize his target again. God, I need to get some armor. Huntress again. Uh-oh. God damn it, that's another hit. That's so bad. 2 health. Alright, and then this guy's going to activate, and he's going to go 1 into there. He can't do anything, but then he'll activate, and he'll come 1 into here, and he'll attack someone. So he's attacking Huntress. Damn it, stop. Stop, stop. Please stop. Oh my god, she's unconscious. She's just been made unconscious. This is so bad. That was so lucky. I would never roll that well if it was me. Okay, so I guess she's unconscious now. And I don't know what to do with my life because I don't know how to revive her. And I don't think I can win this with Sniper on 3 health. Oh god. Alright. There is an interact action here called Revive. But I can't do it because there's enemies in this space. Man, and they had to take out Huntress too. She had the... Jay's like, run away! I mean... That was an insane 4 damage on 5... What was that? 6 dice. I took twice as much damage as I should have statistically there. So that was unfortunate. That was a bit of bad luck. Let's have a look here. What do I have here? Can I... Is there any chance I can kill one of these guys? I might get lucky. I think I can kill one more. Okay, so I mean, Huntress is unconscious anyway. Oh, she's done. She's just lying there, bleeding out. Jade says, we don't care about statistics. I have a guy in my group who... Yeah, Jade, I don't worry about statistics. I just, that's why I'm probably not going to run away here, and I'm going to keep playing on anyway, just because I think I can do it. I don't know, it's not right. I'm going to move 2 spaces using advance. I need to figure out a sensible way to place these decks. I'm gonna go 1, 2, which means that one of these guys is gonna take a swing at me. Now, if this does a lot of damage, I might just drop off the back of the board there. But if he misses, then I might stay and try and kill him. Okay, 1 hit? Really? That's so annoying. Okay, so we're down to 2 health. But... Don't do it, run. I want to do it, Jade. I want to shoot them. I want to shoot them so bad. If we both get knocked out, then this could just be terrible. But I'm so greedy. I basically completely ignored their facing. They should actually both be facing, like, this way. I don't actually know how we're supposed to do facing. Or track their facing. Should have arrows on their base or something. I guess we can point the diamond at someone. So I could probably kill one of them next turn. I could probably kill one of them before they get to me. And then I'd have to suffer 1 melee attack. 2 more if I need to get away, though. Oh. I'm gonna do it. Screw it. I don't care about the odds. Right, so this is ranged attack 3. I'm gonna target the brown guy, I guess. No, the green guy, because he knocked out Huntress and I hate him. So I'm at range 2, which means that I get 3 dice, and I'm hitting on 3s. Now let me just have a quick think here. 3 dice hitting on 3s. So I guess I'll spend a morale token here, my last one, to go up to hitting on 4s. Is that better? Sure, why not? Yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's gonna go horribly. I just know, but I'm optimistic. Come on. Oh, come on. This is such bullshit. That's 1 damage. 3 dice hitting on 4s get 1 damage. In fact, I've hit the Huntress. What happens if she takes a damage? While she's unconscious? Is that possible? I can't believe I rolled 1 and 2, and that guy with his feeble punch does 2 damage. And I'm here with like a pretty good sniper shot. And I do just 1 damage. Turns out fists are the way to go in this game. Oh. No, wait, that's wrong. I do still do 1 damage. That's so bad. I'm screwed. Unconscious characters between missions. No, I need unconscious characters during missions. Because I don't know what happens when you shoot your unconscious friend during missions. Yeah, she's unconscious. It doesn't mention anything about that. So, I think we're probably okay. Yeah, it doesn't have any rules for taking damage while you're unconscious. Or anything. But if you know, let me know. You don't think that's a thing. Yeah, I hope it's not a thing. Anyway, that's the end of my turn. So I've got 2 cards left here, so I'm going to draw 3 more. It'd be nice to get something good, but I don't actually. This is fine. Okay, so well, that's the end of Sniper's turn anyway, so now it's the enemy's turns. And I guess we'll activate Brown Guy first. Right. Do I have anything? So the only thing... So I was going to use Shot to basically try and kill him. But I was anticipating having done slightly more than 1 damage, so I think this is a complete pointless thing, but I'll do it anyway. So, because I don't have any other decent reactions. So here we go. We're looking for ones here. El Zilcho. We've shot Huntress again. Fortunately, she's already bleeding out, so it's fine. So he moves in here, and then he moves in here and punches me. Well, at least that was a miss. And then this guy's going to do the exact same thing. Yeah, I could get out and try and revive Huntress. That would probably be a better move, although, I mean, presuming I don't just get beaten to death here. No, in fact, he's definitely missed and punched his friend, which I don't think is possible with a melee attack, unfortunately. Okay. So the question is... do I revive Huntress or do I keep shooting? I feel like there's not much point in reviving Huntress until... until I have killed one of them. Because Huntress would have to give up her whole turn. So if I run over there and try to revive her, then that would be the whole round that they'd both come over, and the chances are they'd beat her to death. I think I'd be better off spending my attacks trying to kill one more of them. So I'm going to play Move to move 2 spaces. And then I'm going to go 1, 2 over to here. And Then I'm going to take a parting attack from one of the enemies. Oh god, that's one more damage. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. How do I heal in this game? Alright, so I'm going to play a weak spot. It's another great sniper attack that's not going to do any damage. I'm obviously focus firing on brown guy. We took a wound already. Do I not have, like, move and then also attack? No. I feel like if I could get, like, one more space away... Yeah, I've got no decent enhancements, unfortunately. Because their armor's kind of garbage anyway. But I feel like if I could get one more space away, that'd be great, because then they'd have to... They wouldn't be able to get in combat with me next turn. But also it seems kind of pointless because they'd get so close to me. Oh, God. I'm not going to kill this guy. There's no way. Alright, here we go. Oh, come on! This is horse shit. I've never been so disappointed to roll so many sixes. That's 1-1. My odds on the 4-ups were 50. Oh, God. This is upsettingly bad. Oh, you're kidding me. Alright, I should have just fled. I'm in so much trouble. I can't believe I just failed to do 0 damage. Yeah, man, like, this is rough. This is rough as. Alright, 2 new cards. We've got, both of these are actually pretty good enhancements. Unfortunately, none of them are helpful right now. Damn it, we're so screwed. Alright. I can't believe on those 6 dice, we got 1 damage. I mean, we only rolled 2 successes. That's terrible. That's really terrible. Stupid cup game. Stupid cup game is stupid. Okay, so, what am I gonna do? I mean, I've got nothing else worth doing. I'll activate brown guy first, and I'll take a shot at him. It's not gonna do anything. I need 1s to hit him. But, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll roll triple 1s and then he'll blank out and die. That'd be great, wouldn't it? No, nothing. Three, 4, 5. Okay, so he goes 1, 2, punches me. This is where I go down, and I have to look up what the rules are for everyone dying. Oh, god damn it. This is so annoying. I'm so much better at rolling for them than I am with my own characters. It's horseshit. Oh, did you... Yeah, I drew back to 4, actually. Have no fear. The card I drew would not have helped in the slightest. Alright. So, we're definitely defeated. But what happens when everyone's unconscious? That's the real question that I want to know. So if we are instructed to advance the day tokens, we have to do it 2 instead of 1. And this will continue until we recover at least 1 health point. Oh yeah, when are we supposed to eat food? Yeah, you consume food at the start of each day. Which is, of course, not been relevant yet because we haven't started a second day. But I think we're about to skip 2 days because I'm pretty sure the penalty for this is you lose a day. Yeah, so if you look here, on the mission here, it says defeat. Each character gains an experience point and then advance the track 1 day. But because we're unconscious... Now, is that for everyone or just 1 character? Because if we have to advance 3 days here, I think that's like game over. I mean, I have no idea if it's like game over, but it doesn't feel good. It feels bad. If any character is unconscious. So we advance it 2 days, so we just lost 2 days. And then presumably we have to eat 4 food. 2 for each character at the beginning of each day, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, but it's just plus 1 day, no, yeah. And then I guess we get 1 more experience point each, which is not really worth anything. And that's the end of that. There's no more, I think, to this particular story moment. So, now we're both still on 0 health. And we're at the main square. And we can buy food here for 1 fuel cell. And that's it. Like, I don't know how. I need to go and get like a first aid kit. But I don't have any. But I think I need to go back to the base, which is going to cost me like another 2 days, and then I'm going to starve. Oh god. So I think I'm just about to lose like an enormous chunk of time. And I don't really know what to do about it. Yeah, we can't work in main square. And if we try to begin a mission unconscious, we'll be in a bad way as well. Running away is always bad. Base will regain you to 1 health each. Yeah, which seems like not a great idea, honestly. Now, there's a first aid kit at the underside. Okay, so Nico-chan says, going back to the base is 2 days, and 2 more food, plus 2 more days due to lack of food. Return from base another day, starve to death, so advance another day. So what we're looking at there is 5 days to go back to base and then return somewhere. So basically, I've got no real option other than to try and find something here in the main square, or else wander around New Jensen essentially just in a complete state, totally unable to do anything effective. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with myself. I just don't know what to do with myself. So the thing is, there's a bunch of face-up cards here. We were told to put under here face-up. So let's have a quick look at these and see if there's some face-up cards that can actually help us. If there's not, I don't know what we're going to do. What we've got here is This is not going to help. Training. That might have helped first. I should read that card aloud. Sorry, guys. So we've got a training card. You're crossing the main square when you notice a huge ad hanging between two hovels. Only here, as good as free, training for everyone. Fight like a machine, run like the prefect, shoot like a pro. Limited entries. So we can follow the signs to discover that story. We've got vehicle breakdown. Volunteers for a car fix wanted. The car is being left near R58 to the north of the town. Tools and a power module required. Once fixed, bring the car immediately to New Jensen. For some stimulants, a dozen cans of food, and an old transceiver as a reward. So we can set up location 414 for the story card. We require a battery, which we don't have. If we do this, each character is going to gain 3 food, 2 junk. I think that's junk. I don't know. And any stimulant item. I mean, that would be great. But we can't do that. We don't have a battery. We got oil plant in danger. Grenades and a crate of fuel cells to any mercenary bold enough to destroy the machine harassing our oil plant. Head toward the southern outskirts of New Jensen. The plant is called Paradise Lost. Jimmy Ratton. Set up another location with story card 507. And each character will gain 4 fuel cells and a frag grenade. Well, that'd be great, but I can't take on a machine right now. We've got Pump. Volunteers wanted. The prefect wishes to support the brave and resourceful members of our community. Those true pioneers of human civilization who've decided to found a new settlement near New Jensen. In this capacity, the prefect is looking for people who are willing to deliver components necessary to set up a drilled well. If you have basic survival skills, bravery in your heart, and can handle a gun, the area is wild and full of dangers, you are more than fit to face this task. Any interested candidates have to get the necessary components by themselves and move out immediately. We provide free healing to any survivors, plus night vision goggles and a rifle as payment. Stanislav Zila, on behalf of the prefect of New Jensen. That's our friend. So we'd set up location 418, and then the story card 514. We require 1 junk and 1 battery, and we'll gain a rifle and a night vision goggles. And free healing for each character. Yeah, I mean, that would be great, but I don't have either of those things. Junk and batteries. I mean, that costs 6 fuel cells. I have 1. Yeah, if I could get battery and junk, that would have been perfect. Clearing the rubbish. Anyone with a pair of good hands, or at least working mechanical replacements for ones that may come for ones, or at least working mechanical replacement for ones, may come to the town government to participate in public works. The prefect has decided to help the inhabitants in making the main road passable again. The public works will entail filling in a huge crevasse dividing the road into 2 parts. Any willing people are asked to come to the main square this evening. Free chow guaranteed. Nick Bucard on behalf of the prefect of New Jensen. We're going to set this stuff up. Each character will gain 6 fuel cells and 2 food. The work will probably take 2 days. I mean, I think doing that and then trading the fuel cells for batteries and junk to do the other thing sounds like a workaround. So I think we can try and do both of those. And then hopefully we won't lose too much time. Yeah, it will advance a lot of days, but I also don't think I actually have any other option. So well, it'll probably take more than 4 days, actually, guys, because it says here that it'll probably take 2 days to do the work, but then I also have to go to location 407, right? Which means I'm going to have to leave here. Sell your gun to get the battery. Let's have a quick look here. So if I went to, I'm just having a look. Is there somewhere where I can sell the gun? Yeah, so I could sell the submachine gun at Underside. And then I could afford the battery and the junk, which would enable me to do a pump, which gets me a rifle. So yeah, I actually think that's a better shout, because it'll use less days overall. Are there med kits anyway? I think they're called first aid kits. Yeah, there is actually a med kit at there's actually a med kit at Underside. The thing is, if I go and get it, man, I shouldn't have gambled with that kid. Or I should have just beaten him up and taken the fuel cells back. Nico-chan, I think we went for the worst possible option. And then also, those guys really beat me up and it was terrible. But yeah, I could go to Underside. I could sell my submachine gun. I could get a first aid kit. And I could get a battery and a junk by selling my submachine gun, which is such a shame. But I might be able to buy it back. Don't blame me, beating on kids is bad. That's not the tune you were singing a moment ago. So, let's go and head over to Under the Side then. Oh, but we have a mission, an obligatory mission here first. Oh, God. And I don't know what that's going to look like. Alright, well, first off, let's see if we have a random event just by moving around. We don't. We've missed it this time. Good, I hate the random events. They suck. Under the Side. The joint Under the Side is easy to find with all the saluting, shouting, cheers, and other sounds of partying coming from the inside. Soon you reach the pile of containers connected together and turned into a two-story pub. On the side of one of the containers there are plastic blinds that constitute the main entrance to this den. Once inside you notice a short man standing behind the bar. His face is badly scarred. Under a military vest you can see bulging biceps covered in tattoos of satanic symbols and naked women. The man's hair is greasy, hanging around his face in dirty shags. When you curiously look around the bar, the bartender circles the counter and heads quickly towards a neighboring container with a primitive boxing ring. There, an enthusiastic crowd is cheering two fighters exchanging blows. It seems the bartender is taking bets, as every now and then people shout the names of the boxers. Skinny and Witty Antelope, if your ears don't deceive you. Behind him there's a helper with a barrel full of various items. This must be the pot awaiting the winners. Yeah, I mean, I can't possibly take part in this fight. A few blows later, Witty Antelope hits the floor unconscious, and Old Grant starts paying out the winnings. You wait until some of the patrons leave and ask the bartender what's going on in town. Why so curious? Are you locals or newcomers? You don't seem familiar, and I don't remember your faces well enough. We are a group of machine hunters from out of town. We are looking for ammo and supplies and food. Yeah, I mean, that's accurate. We're working for the prefect, looking for some news. We can all profit if you help us. One question. What are these fights? Anything regular? Yeah, I don't care about the fighting. I'm in no condition to do any fighting. So I think we should mention we're working for the prefect because maybe he'll be nice to us. That's not going to happen, is it? People probably like machine hunters. Machines are dangerous. I'm going to pick option A. Don't be face palming in chat, okay? I'm making my own mistakes here. It's horrible. I'm about to sell my starting gun because I fucked up so bad. Remember, don't buy anything from this rip-off geezeman at the gun store. The man spits to underline his words. The stuff barely works, and they have special prices for newcomers. If you must, go to Set opposite this quack Zik. You'll recognize it by a red badger over the door. Grant pauses for a moment to take a long sip from his glass. It's getting interesting here too, I must say. Oh wait, this is the bartender. I've just lost his voice. The prefect is mad because those frozen god guys are getting more cheeky, and they have some followers too. Every single poor wretch or homeless bum listens intently to their bullshit prophecies. You'd better stay away from New Jensen for some time if you value your peace, that is. You start a conversation about the newest gossip and carefully try to learn more about the frozen god. Oh, I see. Supplies aren't the only reason you've come here. Grant pierces you with his gaze. Maybe I could tell you a bit more, or show you the way to someone else who could, but nothing's free. Let's make a deal. Oh, that was bad. Hope I don't need any of those cards soon. You look tough, and I need a few fists for our boxing league. Nowadays, people have little entertainment, so I'm doing my best to set up some sport business. I need one new fighter ready for Friday. If you win for me, you'll be more than pleased with the info I'll give you. Plus the usual prize, some gear from the pot. Are you in? I'll add you to the roster for the moment. Take your time to think it over. Place Corey's story card 6 with an A face down under this location. Place A on the track 3 days from now. Setup location 419. Gain 4. Well, that's fine. We can do. We might be able to do boxing 3 days from now. We just can't do it right now. 3 days from now, so it's day 3, so that's day 6. Story card 6, face down under this location. And set up location 419. How's that the boxing ring? Yeah, New Jensen set. Oh, this is the guy that sells decent weapons at a better price, right? Make sure this is fine. Okay. Well, the good news is I'm here, and that's that. So I'm going to sell my submachine gun for 9 fuels. Oh, that's so bad. That feels so bad. And then for 2 of them, which leaves me with 8, I'm going to buy the first aid kit. No, wait, the first aid kit is 4. Which would still leave me with 6. So I'll buy the first aid kit. Which is one of these tiles, isn't it? Hold tight while I look for the first aid kit. Here it is. Is this one use only? You gotta be shitting me. Is this just one use only? Is that what this means? One use plus 2 health? That's not worth it. Jade says it should have 2 uses. Is that what the, Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. It's double-sided token. So you use it once, and then it flips over to the one-use side, and then it's done. So I guess we'll just completely use that whole thing up right now to put both characters back on 2. so we don't just hemorrhage more days. And then with 6 tokens, we're going to go back across to New Jensen. So I'll roll for an event. Which does happen. That can't be worse than last time, right? Fuck off. I'm not helping anyone. I'm not doing... no. Give it back, you filthy thief! Oh, give it back, you filthy thief! 2 girls are arguing in front of a food stand. They're fighting over a shopping bag full of goods. You're the thief here! It's mine! Suddenly, one of the girls gets punched in the face by her rival and falls headfirst into the mud. The other one pays for the contents of the bag as if nothing happened. You come closer. Why have you attacked this woman? What, me? Attacking her? That wretch took the last roasted thornleaf sprouts and didn't want to even spare anyone. My husband is so crazy about them. What a hag! Oh, this is another hybrids card. Well, we're doing it now. Forgot to check. That woman was first to pack the goods. She has every right to buy it. Please give back the sprouts or else we'll be forced to give you a huge fine. We're working for the queen. We're not working for the queen. Okay, we have to do a different card. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, don't worry, Jade. I'm going to get a rifle as a quest reward. Is this another... I have not shuffled these well enough because I'm just drawing all the hybrid cards. Hold tight. Here we go. This is just some random one. From the core set, I think. You notice a wooden shack leaning against a nearby wall. Someone spray painted on it a phrase in crooked letters. Esmeralda, your future will hold no secrets. Intrigued, you enter the shack. Welcome, travelers, Welcome, travelers! A hoarse voice of an elderly woman comes from the corner of the room. You look around. It seems someone tried to make the interior look mysterious, but lacked the talent for it. Plastic skeletons and a stuffed wild dog with scars on its back are gazing at you from the walls. The owner is sitting in a high armchair and smoking some strange-smelling substance. Do you wish to know your future? No thanks, you look like a fraud. I mean... I can't afford one fuel cell because I'm broke. And I don't have Pull's friend, so I can't pick option C. So, no thanks, you look like a fraud. You leave the shack, bothered by no one. Alright then. I mean, that's better than being broke. So now we're back at Main Square. I can trade these 6 fuel cells for junk and a battery. And now we're going to go and do the quest. Yeah. Pump, it's called. Set up 418 and face down and put story card 515 on it. You'll gain a rifle, night vision goggles, and free healing for each character. This is the we want to support the brave and resourceful members of the community whose true pioneers of human civilization have decided to found a new settlement near New Jersey. So we're gonna go set up the drilling well. Oh, I forgot to gain this token here. I don't actually know what these tokens are, but this was I think these are story tokens that sort of trigger off of other stuff. But yeah, so I should have that as part of this card here. That card is now discarded from the game for the time being. And we need to set up location 418. which is a pump in the wilderness somewhere, presumably Zone 1. It's got a stop on it, and we're going to put card 514 on top of that. Hopefully not some kind of encounter with bandits. We're trying to stop us setting up means to deal with bandits or anything like that. You hear me, stupid bandits with clubs? Alright. So, we head back to New Jensen here, which means we have to roll for another event. Which does occur. I don't need all of these events. I really could use less events. In a dark alley, you notice a stranger. He's leaning on a wrecked motorbike and looking nervously around. The man is wearing a long leather coat that has seen better days, but it must have been elegant a few years ago. The man seems to be half hobo, half hoodlum, with a city folk vibe. He gestures to you to come closer. Oh god. Someone give me the Resident Evil 4 quote, because I forgot it. Sure, I approach them. I don't have anything for trade, but I'll approach him anyway. Upon seeing that you accept his invitation, the man opens his coat. You see tens of multicolored vials hanging inside. I've got the best stuff in town. Supplements, steroids, kickers, hallucinogens, a full range of products for attractive prices. You can buy the following items from him, one of each type. Alright, I can't because I have no money. After handing you his wares and meticulously counting the cells, he disappears around the corner and you return to your business. Great. That's gone from the game. Yeah, nothing happened. Basically nothing happened. I mean, I might as well have not approached him. Okay, now I'm back on New Jensen, so I'm going to travel to the pump. Which means we're going to draw one of the... No, we're going to roll. And also, we're going to advance one day. Which means we have to eat 2 more food. So I'm all out of food. Which is bad, because I'm going to starve trying to get back to town. Oh no, wait, because quests are completed immediately. Aren't they? I believe there was something in the rules about, or maybe it was in the fact that I read, about you don't have to complete quests. So once you don't have to return to the location where the quest was found in order to complete it. Does that mean I can do any of these now? Any of the ones I've looked at? Unclear. I'll have to check that. It would be important. Okay, so that's a blank, which means nothing happens on the way to the pump, which is good. Once there, you encounter a dozen men in dirty overalls. They are working in a shallow basin among the bare rocks. A few worn-out tents have been set up around this place. Tools and equipment are neatly piled here and there. Are you from New Jensen? Has the prefect finally sent us the components we need? Oh. Are you from New Jensen? Has the prefect finally sent us the components we need? A heavy-set girl passes each of you a mug of cold water freshly drafted from the cistern. Water is crucial to further colonization. Without an independent water source, we simply can't move forward with our work. When you return in a couple of months, you won't recognize this place. We're planning to raise sturdy brick houses, set up a plantation, and bring sheep. Thank the prefect for us. Though I suppose that old thief is probably helping us only to tax the place sooner. Say goodbye to the settlers and return to New Jensen. Oh yeah, okay, so this is the quest. Each character gains 5 experience points. May heal all your wounds for free. You gain a rifle and night vision goggles. Great. I guess I'll leave pump there, even though it doesn't seem to have any additional purpose. That was far simpler than I thought it'd be. I really thought there was going to be some kind of like catch to this. I guess it doesn't say anywhere that I have to discard the components. I think it should say that on this card. I think the strong implication is that I have to discard them, but... Oh yeah, also I think I actually have to keep them in my backpack. I don't think I keep them here in the supply. So apologies for that. These should have been stored on one of my characters somewhere, but it doesn't matter. Because I have plenty of space, I have nothing. But now I have a rifle and night vision goggles, so... I don't think the rifle's as good as submachine gun, but, you know, at least it's got a melee function. Right, you discard it when you take the mission card. Okay, understood. So here's the rifle. Anyway, it's got a melee function, so that's good. Got full auto as well. I mean, that's great because Hunter didn't have a gun, so there you go. And night vision goggles, which I guess is going to be in one of the slots here. Problem is, I'm still not back at new. I'm still not back at new Jensen, and now I have no food. So we're far from in a good place. Cat is a stimulant. I was really hoping cat would be an actual cat. Get the targeting module for the rifle? Yeah, I'd love to. Okay, where's the head stuff? That's here. Goggles. I assume goggles and night vision goggles are distinct. Or else why would they have... Yeah, here we go. Night vision. I guess night vision is night vision goggles. There's goggles and there's night vision and not both. But I presume it means this. Ignore the nighttime rule. That's fine. I guess we'll give that to Sniper because she's got the long range gun. So, actually that's really helpful for her. Okie dokie. So now I have to decide what I'm going to do next with my life. So we're supposed to take this card, but I guess now that we've completed it, we can get rid of it. Yeah, so now I have to decide what to do next with my life. If I head back to New Jensen, I'm going to starve twice, right? Which means I lose 2 days, doesn't it? And that's no good at all. That's no good at all at all. Oh, fully heal both characters as well. This is the important part. You just lose 1 health each. Oh, okay, so we lose health. 1 health each. Okay. Well, I guess we better head back to New Jensen then, because there's still a lot to do there. And... we might be able to do that. Wasn't there a quest here to get food? I mean, there's the training. We can go do that. I think that's probably worth it. Yeah, and there's clearing the rubble as well. Well, that takes a long time to get food, so... I think, you do the vehicle. Vehicle breakdown also takes a long time. All these require traveling. There must be additional quests we can do in New Jensen. We haven't been to Piggery yet. And we could also do the boxing. That's in 2 days. Or we could go back to El Infierno, because by the time we get there, Quest C will be activated anyway. So, yeah, we could go to El Infierno. There's a ton of stuff going on there as well. I mean, I feel like we got off to a pretty rocky start, but maybe we'll be okay. Maybe it's not insurmountably bad. I feel slightly better now that I've got the Huntress a gun. And, yeah? I think. But, yeah, the thing is, Nika-chan, the thing is I feel like I've already wasted a lot of time. And so there are quests back in, New Jensen, but, I don't... I mean, I mean, all of these cards say take on them, so I presume that I can kind of just take all of these cards. No, that's not what this means. What does this symbol mean? Sorry, folks, I don't know what this symbol means. Hand symbol. I don't know. I forgot. There's two hand symbols. One that says take it, and one that says don't take it. Don't take it. Right, so this hand symbol is discard this card or leave it face up, depending on the choice made when resolving the description from the card. Okay, so basically, yeah, we just leave these face up, I guess, under the location. But, I mean, what I could do is have literally set up all of these locations, with the exception of this one, which is do a story thing. But I could have set up all of these locations. Well, no, this one I can't set up, actually, because I don't have the required battery. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure how vehicle breakdown triggers, because I didn't have the battery when I read this card. So I presume that... so I don't know if I should set up the location and then just leave it there. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's my thinking, Nico-chan, because like, even if it wants me to set up all these locations, I'm kind of happy to just not, because I'm already running out of space. But then the other thing is that I don't want to have to keep traveling back to the main square, wasting time when it's so precious if I don't have to. Yeah, so I should have set up all of these locations, I think. I just can't do vehicle breakdown because I don't have the battery, so there's no point in going there. Yeah, and I don't know about training either. Do I have to go back to the main square to do that? Or can I just... I mean, kind of... or should I have resolved that at the time? No, because it says based on your... I don't know. But, if you know the answer to these questions, then what you can do is leave a comment in the description down below. And you have to be on the location to do a card there, says Jade. But there seems to be two slightly different, different requirements. But, it is, in fact... Ooh, quite late here. It's 5:30 in the morning, so I think I'm going to have to call this a stream, everybody. This has been enormous fun, actually. I've really enjoyed this, even though I think it's going horribly. And I'm quite tempted to do another one. So if you'd like to see a part 2 of Huntress 2114, please do leave a comment down below on the video. Throw a like on it. Let me know. If I was doing anything wrong in the rules, let me know. And but most importantly, if you think we should go back to New Jensen, leave a comment and say so. And if you think we should go to El Infierno next, leave a comment. Don't spoil, no spoilers, no plot stuff. Just let me know what you think we should do, especially if you haven't played. But even if you have played, you're still allowed to leave a comment. But thanks everyone so much for watching. This has been enormous fun. And I'll be back for part 2 at some point in the future. And of course, this game wouldn't be here if it weren't for the supporters of the channel who asked me to go out and get a copy, and the wonderful designer who agreed to send me a copy, this wonderful review copy of the game. So, thanks to Mateus and also his company, Officina Monstrorum, who sent me this copy to play on the show. And thanks to the supporters of the channel who requested it and suggested that we play this. And of course, if that's something you'd like to get involved in, you can always consider checking out the Patreon initiative of the channel. You can have access to all the posts there and message me directly for just $1 a month. And $5 gets you a vote every month on what we play. But anyway, thanks everyone so much for hanging out. And thank you so much to everyone in chat, to Nico Chen and Jade and Rodinov and everyone who helped with the rules as well. That's greatly appreciated. And this was great fun. And I'll see you all in the next stream. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, consider subscribing if you don't want to miss part 2, whenever that happens. Bye!